Well, they really don't count anymore inside the General Assembly because there's not enough of them. So I've got the House completely in lockstep. I've got the Senate completely in lockstep, and I should have a governor completely in lockstep. So why don't we have a budget in the Commonwealth of Virginia? So as you do a little bit more research, we find out really what is it that they're fighting over? Are they fighting over the budget and, what we're going to spend over here, what we're going to spend over there? No, you know what they're fighting over? Is that Glenn Youngkin reportedly left them a surplus. They now want to raise another $1 billion out of your pocket and my pocket, out of the taxpayers' pockets, or out of somebody's pocket. They don't know. They just want another $1 billion that they're going to spend on K through 12 education, which everybody goes, oh yeah, let's do that. And then they want millions of dollars. They want millions of dollars for, talked about this, but I think you need to know. They want millions of dollars for Affordable Care Act subsidies for those that lost them from the federal government. So you're trying to tell me that we're fighting over this Commonwealth, that in one corner, you've got Louise Lucas, who wants to decimate one of the leading growing industries in the Commonwealth of Virginia, data centers. She wants to take away an exemption that we gave them on sales taxes in order to get them to come to the Commonwealth and make us the internet capital of the world. She wants to just take that whole thing, rip it up, start over again, because she needs money for K through 12 education, and she needs money for, wait for it, Obamacare subsidies. On the other hand, the governor and Don Scott say, yeah, let's do that. Let's get some more Obamacare subsidy money out there. Instead, we'll take it from farmers and business people that have capital gains taxes. We'll take their money away from them in order to fund K through 12, which is always one of their pet projects. And I'm not saying we don't spend money on education, but you just keep throwing more money, and I got more kids that can't read and can't do math and have no critical thinking skills. But that's beside the point. But they also want to make sure they have that money for Obamacare subsidies. Folks, the further we get away from Obamacare, the more you find out that it was a complete scam to begin with. And the more that you see what Joe Biden did in office, the more you see that was even more of a scam. Remember, hey, if you like your doctor, you can keep your doctor. Your insurance rates aren't going to go up. How many people in America did that actually come true? How many people got to keep their doctor that loved their doctor? Okay, that's debatable, whatever insurance you have, fine. How many of you have seen your insurance rates go up since Obamacare? Hello, everybody that had traditional insurance. But now, the Obamacare subsidies that were caused by Joe Biden, the American Rescue Plan, the Inflation Reduction Act, which gave temporary COVID-era subsidies to people that jumped into the Obamacare pool. These are people that would not have qualified for these subsidies, but they blew them up to get more people into the Obamacare pool temporarily with subsidies. Now, those subsidies are gone. They knew that it was a temporary thing. It's kind of like I got a credit card and they said, hey, introductory rate, 6%. Great. It's good for 6 months. After 6 months, it jumps up to 29%. Wait a minute. I still want my 6%. Dude, we told you it was a temporary rate. I know when I signed up for it at 6%, and I know it was a temporary rate, and I know it was temporary when I got it, and I know you reminded me it was temporary, but I don't care. I still want to keep it. Those are the people that jumped into the Obamacare pool and got those subsidies that never, ever, ever would have qualified had it not been for Joe Biden and his administration. Because remember, it was capped to, it was for people that needed the help. And then all of a sudden we go, well, it doesn't matter how much money you make. You can make a ton of money. We'll let you jump in there. Those are the people that jumped in temporarily into the Obamacare pool and expected those subsidies to last forever, even though they were promised they're just temporary. And that's what this budget fight is all about. Can I play the song one more time? I think this is a brilliant song. I think everybody needs to hear this song. This is a Richmond Morning News exclusive. This new hit that's climbing the charts about what's going on in Virginia and our budget. I want to hear the whole thing. Go ahead.
Oh, Virginia, we still have no budget. Everybody's yelling, but nobody will budget. Hampton Roads, Lucas says, tax them again. Data Center Diva says, not my rich friends. Amazon Don's got a plan in his hand, but nobody knows where the dollars will land. Down in Richmond under Capitol Lights, they're counting up billions and picking new fights. One says spend it, one says tax, one says, hold on, let's check the facts. Virginia, we still have no budget. Everybody's yelling, but nobody will budget. They're fighting over taxes, credits, and cash, while taxpayers wonder who's taking the splash. Lucas from Hampton Roads is swinging away. Governor Data Center Diva needs to save the day. Speaker Amazon Don is stuck in the show, and the $1 billion tab just continues to grow. Virginia, we still have no budget. They found another billion and they just had to touch it. So cue the brass, let the gavel fall. Richmond's got drama and we're paying for it all. No budget. Virginia still can't judge it.
There you go. We still have no budget. After all of this time, we're now weeks away from hitting zero, or our budget will run out. And they're fighting not over priorities, not over this. They're fighting over, hey, we want to spend an extra $1 billion that wasn't in the budget. Now we have to figure out how to spend it. So that $1 billion they want again, some of that money goes back to Obamacare subsidies for people that jumped in, got a subsidy temporarily, and now we're complaining that they want that temporary subsidy to be permanent. No matter how much money you make, no matter how little money you make, it was always going to be temporary. Now they want it to be permanent, and they want you and I and the people of Virginia to pay for it. Somebody just sent me a text message. Wait a minute. I thought all the money for the Virginia lottery was for our schools. It's just another scam. Gary, here's what happens. You take that lottery money, and there's been studies that have shown this. You take your lottery money, you put it into the budget for schools. Oh, listen, we've got $5 billion from lottery money. That means the General Assembly, in this case, or the state legislators go, oh, wait a minute, we got all that money coming in. We'll just take that money going out. It was never plussed up. It was never plus. We have our budget, and then we put another $1 billion on top of that from the lottery. They just took that money out from underneath and replaced it with that $1 billion from the lottery, and they use that money to spend on whatever nonsense they want around the country. You want to comment? 833-804-1140, 833-804-1140 is the number for you to join us on the James River Air text line. I am still scratching my head. We still have no budget, but at least now you know they're fighting whether they want to take that money and spend that extra $1 billion and take it away from the data centers, or take it away from farmers and people that declare personal gains. Amazing. Simply amazing. All right. Today's program is brought to you in part by our friends at Pearson Signature Dealerships. All right. This weekend, it's going to be a warm one. If your air conditioning is not doing so well, and you've been thinking about getting a new car, and you've been wondering where I should go, who I should trust. The last